Hi everyone, it's Marcy Denning here from Stampin' with Marcy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Ontario, Canada, and I want to thank you for pressing play on today's video. Today I am going to be sharing a clean and simple card with you, at least my version of clean and simple. So the products I'm using are the Merry Snowflakes stamp for my sentiment, the Adorning Designs Decorative Masks. My color is Balmy Blue, some subtle shimmer sequins, and glittered organdy ribbon. And this is the card that we will be creating. And you can see my snowflake pattern in the back here is very subtle. And then I've got a bit of the splattering. All of the products as well as measurements can be found on my blog. The link is in the description box below. As well, please, if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button. Please do so, as well as the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos from me. All right, so we are going to load up our blending brush here with some Balmy Blue. And then we are going to take our snowflake mask and just lay it right over top. As it's snowflakes, we don't need it to be totally straight. It's not a directional pattern. So we are just going to lightly add a bit of the snowflakes to our background. Right now it is the beginning of October. We won't see snow or snowflakes for a little while yet in southwestern Ontario, although our friends in the north will be seeing snow fairly soon, I would imagine. So we're not going super heavy. We just want that light pattern. So let's do our inside piece as well. So I'm just going to lay it so that I've got these three little ones. So we have the inside decorated. You could also do your envelopes. Wouldn't that be fun? And just ever so lightly. And there we have just a few of those snowflakes in the bottom corner. Set this aside. Now my, oh, I forgot, my label here is from the, I don't have it right, oh, here it is, Seasonal Label Dies. Sorry about that. Seasonal Label Dies. It's got some great labels in here. And we are going to stamp our sentiment. I like to stamp it off to the side first, and because I've been using my blending brush, I'm going to be pulling my ink from the side of my ink pad. And I'm going to stamp this right over in the corner. There we go, because I'm going to be trimming off the one end of it. All right, so let's build our beautiful card. Bring in my silicone craft sheet, my bone folder. So everybody's version of clean and simple can be slightly different. To me, it means that you just don't have a whole lot of layers, a whole lot of anything really going on in that card. Okay, so I am going to take and pop this up on dimensionals. And I have a fresh sheet here. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot we need to splatter. All right, let's bring this back in. And I've got my, you can splatter with your Stampin' Blends or with your Stampin' Write marker. I've got my Stampin' Blend, my dark balmy blue here, and I'm going to very gently and carefully insert the brush tip into the lid and just lightly flick. And that's going to give me that fun detail. You can go as heavy or as light as you want. And there we have that. Let's do a smidge on the inside as well, just to add that little bit. There we go. Very cute, very subtle. All right, now back to getting some height. If you're going to be going white on white, sometimes I find it's nice to lift up that top layer if there's not going to be another layer of color under it. And yes, I am using a lot of dimensionals. If you already follow me, you know that I like height, and I like to make sure that I'm not going to get any sagging from when it's in the mail or anything like that. So that looks good. So before we attach though, I need to see, so I know I want to trim it about right there. So all I'm going to do is take my paper snips and straight across there. Now don't throw this away, because you could then take this and tuck it under another layer. You could stamp a little image on there, and then you could tuck that underneath. That would be very fun. We don't like to waste now, do we? We like to use every little bit. And last one. And I'm going to use my grid to make sure, that I am lined up, because I can see through. Line that up on that line right there. And I'm looking at my top corners here and here, but before I press down, I'm going to lift it up to make sure that that looks pretty good. Now take our liquid glue and attach the insert piece. Whoops, I got a little crazy there. And doing the exact same thing, looking at that corners to see, making sure I'm fairly straight. And there's our inside. Now on here, I want to just have my ribbon just tucked under slightly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal, and I am going to run a strip. Come on. Just a little strip right there, so that I can take and just want slightly, just a little bit more, just to add that little bit to the stamped label. Okay, add some dimensionals here, and because this is thin, very, very thin ribbon, I know it's not going to add a whole lot of bulk, so I don't need to build up that dimensional, or that, yeah, the dimensional in the middle that's going to be over top of it. Be careful that I don't stick that to my bit of adhesive there. And remember, all of the measurements as well as product links can be found over in my blog. All you have to do is go to that description box below and you will find the link. And before I press down, I'm going to make sure that my sentiment looks straight. And then the final thing we have to do is add a few of these beautiful subtle shimmer sequins. Now I've got my take your pick tool, and I'm going to pick out three, and I don't want them all big. I prefer the smaller ones so that it is a more delicate look to my, I've got a sparkly silver one stuck there. There we go. And one more. All right, I like threes. So one there. And like that. So we're going to bring in our liquid glue again. I love that these subtle shimmer sequins have three different colors in there. Makes it so perfect to add to so many different projects. And the last one, and there we have my clean and simple card. All right, so here is my original, and here's the one that I created with you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please click that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Please also go to the description box to get the link to visit my blog. This card is part of the Creating Kindness Design Team October blog hop. So you will find all of the other artists that are taking part in it. All of their blog links will be embedded in my blog post, so you could follow along with our hop. If you're shopping in my online store, please use this month's host code if your order is under $200. Okay, that's all for me. See you in the next video.